Hello everyone, the headline of this tutorial is finding x and y intercepts. Y-intercept, what is y-intercepts? The definition of y-intercept, it is the points where the graph intersect with y-axis. It is the point with coordinate 0, y. To find y-intercept, we set x equals 0 and solve the equation f of 0 equal y to find y-intercept. If 0 is in the domain of the function f of x, then there is at most one y-intercept. What is the definition of x-intercept? It is the point where the graph intersects with x-axis. It is the point with coordinate x0. To find x-intercept, we set y0 and solve the equation to find x, f of x equal 0. It is possible for the graph to have no x-intercepts, or it might have one or several x-intercepts. Example, find x and y-intercepts for the following function. F of x equal x power 2 minus 2x plus 1. Since the function is polynomial of degree 2, then 0 is in the domain of this function and the function have y-intercepts. To find y-intercept, set x equals 0 to find y-intercept, then set x equals 0. This gives me y equal to 0 minus 0 plus 1 equal 1. Then y-intercept is 0, 1, the point 0, 1. To find x-intercept, set y equals 0 and solve the equation x power 2 minus 2x plus 1 equals 0 for x to find the value of x. Analyze this polynomial of degree 2 by experiment x minus 1. X minus 1 equals 0. If you want to check x times x power 2 minus x minus 2x, negative 1 times negative 1 plus 1. And then x minus 1 equals 0. Then x equal 1. This gives me that 1, 0 is the only x-intercept point. Example number 2, f of x equal x power 3 minus 9x. Also, this function is polynomial of degree 3, 0 is in the domain, then there exists y-intercept. To find y-intercept, set x equals 0 and find the value of y. Y equals 0 power 3 minus 0 equals 0. Therefore, 0, 0 is y-intercept. To find x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation x power 3 minus 9 x equal 0. Factorize by x power 2 minus 9 equals 0. Difference of 2 square, x minus 3, x plus 3 equals 0. Either x equals 0, this is the first point, 0, 0, or x equal, or x minus 3 equals 0. This give me x equal 3, then the point is 3, 0, the x-intercept, or x plus 3 equals 0, then x equal negative 3, the x-intercept point is negative 3, 0. There is 3 x-intercepts for this function. Example number 3, f of x equal 3 plus 2 over x. To find y-intercept, we set x equals 0 and solve to find y. Y equal 3 plus 2 over 0. 2 over 0 is undefined term. then there is no y-intercept, since I get an undefined term in the equation. To find x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation 3 plus 2 over x equal 0. Then 2 over x equal negative 3. Then 2 equal negative 3x. Then x equal 2 over negative 3 or negative 2 over 3. The x-intercept point is negative 2 over 3, 0. Example number 5, f of x equal x minus 1 over x minus 2 minus 1. For y-intercept, we set x equals 0, then y equal to 0 minus 1 over 0 minus 2 minus 1. Then y equal to negative 1 over negative 2, 1 over 2 minus 1 equal negative 1 half. Then y-intercept is 0, negative 1 half. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation x minus 1 over x minus 2 minus 1 equals 0. Then x minus 1 over x minus 2 equal 1. Then x minus 1 equal x minus 2. X with x, negative 1 equal negative 2, contradiction, then there is no x-intercept for this function. Question or example number 5, f of x equal x power 2 plus 4 over x minus 1 squared. For y-intercept, set x equals 0. Then y equal to 0 power 2, 0 plus 4 over 0 minus 1 power 2 equal to 4 over negative 1 power 2, 1 equal 4. Then the y-intercept is 0, 4. For x-intercept, set y equals 0 and solve the equation x power 2 plus 4 over x minus 1 square equals 0. Then x power 2 plus 4 equals 0 by cross multiplication. Then x power 2 equal negative 4. Then x equal negative positive square root negative 4, not a real number. Then there is no x-intercept for this function. Question number, example number 6, f of x equal x minus 2 bracket times square root x or 2 plus 1. For y-intercept, I set x equals 0 and solve the equation to find y. 0 minus 2 times square root 0 power 2, 0 plus 1, it is 1. Then 0 minus 2, negative 2 times square root 1 equal negative 2. Then the y-intercept point is 0, negative 2. For x-intercept, I set y equals 0 and solve the equation x minus 2 times square root x power 2 plus 1 equals 0. Quadratic both sides. To remove the square root, x minus 2 square times x power 2 plus 1 equals 0. Either x minus 2 square equals 0, then square root both sides, x minus 2 equals 0, then x equal 2. The first x-intercept point is 2, 0. Or x power 2 plus 1 equals 0, then x power 2 equal negative 1, then x equal negative positive square root negative 1, not a real number. The only x-intercept point is 2, 0. Question number 7. F of x equal negative 4 over square root x power 2 minus 4. For y-intercept, set x equals 0 and solve to find y. Negative 4 over square root 0 4 2 0 minus 4 equal to negative 4 over square root negative 4. Since this term is undefined, then there is no y-intercept. For x-intercept, set y equals 0 and solve the equation. Negative 4 over square root x power 2 minus 4. Cross multiplication, then 0 equal negative 4. Contradiction, there is no x-intercept for this function. It has no y-intercept, no x-intercept. Question number 8. F of x equal 3 times 2 minus square root x over x. For y-intercept, set x equals 0 and solve to find y. 3 times 2 minus square root 0 over 0 equal to 6 over 0 and define. Then there is no y-intercept. For x-intercept, set y equals 0 and solve to find the value of x. 2 minus square root x over x. Cross multiplication, then 3 times 2 minus square root x equal 0. 6 minus 3 square root x equals 0. Then 6 equal 3 square root x. Quadratic both sides to remove the square root. 36 equal to 9x. Then x equal 36 over 9 equal to 4. Then 4, 0 is the x-intercept point for this function. Question number 9. F of x equal to x minus square root x plus 6. For y-intercept, we set x equal 0. Then y equal to 0 minus square root 0 plus 6 equal to 0 minus square root 6 is square root 6. Then the y-intercept point is 0, negative square root 6. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation x minus square root x plus 6 equal 0. Then x equal to square root x plus 6, quadratic both side. Then x power 2 equal to x plus 6. Then x equal x minus x power 2 minus x minus 6 equal 0. Analyze by experiment. 2 bracket x negative 6 negative plus minus 3 2. Then either x plus 2 equals 0, then x equal negative 2, or x minus 3 equals 0, then x equal 3. When we have a square root in the function, we must check x-intercept point we found it. If we substitute -2 in the function should be 0. Let us check -2 minus square root -2 plus 6 equal to -2 minus square root 4, 2 equal -4. It is not 0, then this point is not x-intercept. Let us check the other point. 3 minus square root 3 plus 6 equal to 3 minus square root 9 equal to 3 minus 3 equals 0. It is true. It is x-intercept 0.30. Example number 10. Find the x and y intercept for this function f of x equal x minus 1 over square root x power 2 minus 1. For y-intercept, we set x equals 0 and solve to find y. Then y equal to 0 minus 1 over square root 0 power 2 0 minus 1 equal to -1 over square root -1 undefined term. There is no y-intercept. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation 0 equal to x minus 1 over square root x power 2 minus 1. Cross multiplication, then x minus 1 equals 0, then x equal 1. Therefore, the possible x-intercept point is 1, 0. But if we substitute 1 to check this point in the equation, 1 minus 1, 0 over square root 1 power 2 minus 1, also 0, 0 over 0, it is undefined, it is not 0, then this point is not x-intercept. The function has no x-intercept. Question number 11. To find y-intercept, we set x equals 0 and solve to find y. 0 minus 1 over absolute value 0 plus 1 equal to 0 minus 1 -1, absolute value 0 over 0 plus 1, absolute value 0 is 0 plus 1, 1 equal to -1. Then the y-intercept point is 0, -1. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation to find x. X minus 1 over absolute value x plus 1, cross multiplication, then x minus 1 equals 0, x equal 1. 1 minus 1, 0 over 2, 0, it is x-intercept point. Question number 12. To find y-intercept, we set x equals 0, then y equal to 0, absolute value 0 minus 1 equal to -1, then the y-intercept is 0 minus -1. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve the equation x times absolute value x minus 1 equals 0. Then x times absolute value x equal 1, then absolute value x equal 1 over x. We remove the absolute value using the definition of the absolute value to find the value of x. It is x when x greater than or equal 0, negative x when x less than 0. Then I'll solve both cases. I set x equal to 1 over x, then x power 2 equal 1, then x power 2 minus 1 equals 0, then x equal negative positive 1. Let us check these 2 points, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. 1 times absolute value 1, 1 minus 1, 0, it is x-intercept point, but negative 1 times absolute value negative 1 minus 1 equal to negative 1 times 1 minus 1 equal negative 2. It is not x-intercept point. It is not satisfied the equation. For the other case, if we set negative x equal 1 over x, then we get negative x power 2 equal 1, then x power 2 plus 1 equals 0, then x power 2 equal negative 1, then x equal negative positive square root negative 1, not a real number. The only x-intercept point is 1, 0. Example 13. For y-intercept, we set x equals 0, then y equal to 0 minus 3 minus 5 equal to negative 3, absolute value negative 3, 3 minus 5 equal to negative 2. Then 0, negative 2 is y-intercept point for this function. For x-intercept, set y equals 0 and solve the equation x minus 3 absolute value minus 5 equal 0. Then absolute value x minus 3 equal 5. To remove the absolute value, we redefine it as x minus 3 when x greater than or equal to 3, negative x minus 3 when x less than 3, and solve for both cases. For the first case, x minus 3 equal 5, then x equal to 8. Let us check this point. 8 minus 3, 5. Absolute to 5, 5 minus 5, 0. It is x-intercept. Other case, negative x minus 3 equal to 5. Multiply both sides by negative. X minus 3 equal negative 5. Then x equal minus 5 plus 3, negative 2. Then the x-intercept point is negative 2, 0. Let us check it. Negative 2 minus 3, negative 5, absolute negative 5, 5, 5 minus 5, 0. It is x-intercept point. Question, example number 14. Piecewise function, how we can find the x-intercept and y-intercept for piecewise function. For y-intercept, then we set x equals 0. 0 belong to this interval or this interval. Sure, belong, it is less than 3. Then I substitute in this segment 2 times 0 minus 7 equal y. Then y equal to negative 7. Then the y-intercept point is 0, negative 7. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 for both segment and find and check. Find the value of x and check it. 2x minus 7 equal 0. Then 2x equals 7. Then x equal to 7 over 2. Then the possible x-intercept point is 7 over 2 by 0. Then 7 over 2 is greater than 3, but here if x should be less than 3, then this point is not x-intercept point. For the other segment, we get 4 minus x equals 0, then x equals 4, then the possible x-intercept point is 4, 0. 4 is greater than 3. It is right x-intercept point. Question number 15. For y-intercept, we set x equals 0. 0 belongs to this interval. It is less than 4. Then I substitute here y equals 4 minus 0. Then y equals 4. 0, 4 is the y-intercept point for this function. For x-intercept, we set y equals 0 and solve first segment. 4 minus x equals 0, then x equals 4. Then the possible x-intercept point is 4, 0. 4, x equals 4 here, but 4, it is not less than 4. Then this point failed in check. The other possible case is square root x minus 4 equals 0. Then square both sides. X minus 4 equals 0. Then x equals 4. Then the possible x-intercept point is 4, 0. 4, it is greater than or equal 4. Yes, it is equal to 4, and equal exists here. Then it is x-intercept point for this function. The last example in this lesson, the equation of the given line on the right is 2x minus 4y equals 12. Find the point P. It means find the coordinates of the point P here. Since the point P is y-intercept point, then its coordinates are 0, P. Substitute this point in the equation since it is satisfy the equation of this line. Then 2 times 0 minus 4, P equals 12. Negative 4p equals 12. P equals 12 over negative 4 equal to negative 3. Then the point is 0, negative 3. See you next lesson.